When you look at a final score in football, it almost never tells the whole story. So tonight, we're going to pull back the curtain on the Arizona Cardinals' big win over the Dallas Cowboys. This was a game that was all about a rookie's incredible coming-out party, some seriously relentless pressure, and a handful of mistakes that just changed everything. So let's get right into the moments that really decided this thing.
To really get this game, you have to start with this one question, right? How in the world did a rookie receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., just completely take apart a veteran Dallas secondary like that? Seriously, the answer to that is what set the entire tone for the night right from the very first drive.
All right, let's dive into that first quarter. Arizona wasted zero time. They came out with a super clear, aggressive game plan. They were going to attack, and they were going to do it through the air right away.
From the second this game kicked off, the story was the chemistry between the veteran QB, Jacoby Brissett, and the rookie, Marvin Harrison Jr. And I mean, it was instant. This wasn't just a few nice plays, you guys. This was the entire foundation of Arizona's offense from the get-go. And this right here shows you just how much of a wrecking ball he was immediately. First, a nice catch for a first down to get things moving. Then Dallas jumps off sides to free play, and what does Brissett do? He just chucks it up, knowing his guy is going to go get it, and he does. Then he follows that up with a huge third down conversion, and to top it all off, the touchdown. And get this, he scored it out of a jumbo formation. That's a formation that screams run, right? But they used it to isolate him one-on-one, and he just put on a clinic. What a start. Yeah, and this quote just perfectly captures the vibe in the building. Even the announcers on the broadcast knew they were watching something pretty special happen in real time. It wasn't just a good start, it was a statement. It was Arizona saying, "We're in charge tonight."
Okay, so how did Dallas respond? With Arizona's offense just on fire, the pressure was immediately on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys to keep up. But, well, they basically ran straight into a brick wall.
Now, to be fair, the Cowboys actually moved the ball pretty well on their first drive. They got deep into Arizona territory, made some big plays. It looked like they were going to answer right back. But just when it mattered most, the Cardinals' pass rush just woke up and completely shut them down.
And this number right here, this number tells the whole story of the first half for Dallas. 2 sacks, both by Zadarius Sweat. Both of them came on drives that looked promising, and they just killed all the momentum. Prescott was under siege from the jump, and man, was it a sign of things to come.
So with the offense just sputtering, not able to get anything going, Dallas was desperate for a spark from literally anywhere else. And in that second quarter, they got a massive game-changing play from their special teams.
Okay, we got to break this play down because it was just pure chaos. You see Sam Williams just shoot right up the middle, almost completely untouched. The punter has no chance. The ball just cannons right off Williams' helmet and goes flying back toward the end zone. Then it's just a mad dash, and Nehemiah Broughton Jr. gets there first for a wild touchdown that suddenly puts Dallas right back in the game. It was a huge, huge momentum swing.
But, and this is kind of the theme for the Cowboys in this game, just as fast as they grabbed that momentum, they gave it right back. Throughout that first half, even with that special teams touchdown, the Cowboys were just their own worst enemy. They kept shooting themselves in the foot with these really costly mistakes.
And in a close game like this, turnovers are everything. They're absolute killers. It's not just that you lose the ball, you're basically gifting the other team a golden opportunity, a free pass they didn't earn.
And this chart shows the 2 backbreaking errors for Dallas. First, you've got tight end Jake Ferguson. He catches a pass, he's in Arizona territory, fighting for extra yards, and boom, the ball gets punched out. Recovered by Budda Baker, drive over. Then, at the very, very end of the half, with a chance to take the lead, their kicker, Brandon Aubrey, misses a field goal. 2 huge chances, and they came away with 0 points. That's just brutal.
So let's fast forward to the second half, because this is where the game was really won and lost. You could just see it. Arizona came out of the locker room looking calm, cool, and ready to take over, while Dallas just couldn't seem to find any rhythm at all.
The opening drive of the third quarter for Arizona was, honestly, a thing of beauty. It was so methodical and efficient, just perfectly executed. They mixed in the run, they mixed in the pass, and they just marched right down the field. It was a perfect showcase of what their offense can be.
And look at how they did it. Nothing too crazy. A big pass to Michael Wilson gets them deep into Dallas territory. Then a tough, gritty run by Bam Knight sets them up first and goal. And then Jacoby Brissett just drops a perfect dime to his tight end Trey McBride for the touchdown. Just a clinical, pressure-packed drive that extended their lead. And this slide right here, this is the entire game in a nutshell. It perfectly illustrates the difference between these two teams on this particular night. Arizona gets the ball and they execute flawlessly, touchdown. Dallas gets the ball back, they drive down, but on a critical fourth down play, they can't convert. One team capitalized on their opportunity and the other one didn't. That's it. That's the ball game.
So, as we headed into that final quarter, Dallas was actually still within striking distance. But this is where all the pressure, all the mistakes, and Arizona's defense all came together to just slam the door shut for good.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's a complete and total meltdown. First, another sack stalls a drive. Then, absolute disaster. Tony Pollard, the running back, gets stood up, the ball is ripped out, and Arizona recovers the fumble. Even after all that, Dallas gets the ball back one more time, only for Prescott to get sacked again. And then, the final nail in the coffin, a desperation heave downfield that gets picked off. It was just a total collapse.
And this table really tells the final tale, doesn't it? Jacoby Brissett was super efficient. 2 touchdowns, and look at this, 0 turnovers. Most important stat on the board. Dak Prescott, on the other hand, was sacked over and over and made that game-sealing mistake at the very end. Brissett managed the game and protected the football. Prescott was fighting for his life, and his team made the mistakes that ultimately cost them the game.
So all of that leaves us with this one big question, right? Was this just a fluke? One bad game for Dallas and one great game for Arizona? Or are we actually starting to see the true identity of these two teams? Is this Arizona offense for real? And are the Cowboys' problems with pressure and late-game mistakes a fatal flaw that's going to haunt them all season? I guess we're going to find out.
Hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the story behind the score, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any more of our analysis for the biggest games of the season. Thanks so much for watching.